live.
What's up, buddy?
It's
How
going
was your
well.
Sunday today?
Not too bad. Not too bad. All football. Getting busy. Trying to watch as many games as possible, and we thought might as well just freestyle this and talk a little bit about the Premier League. How about you?
Absolutely. Football freestyle. That's what I like.
Yeah.
And starting today, audience, like if you're watching us, we'll be freestyling football talk about Premier League, especially not La Liga, not Serie A, not French Farmers League, but the Premier League, because here is where we have the best managers, the best players, and the best clubs. And yes, you heard it right. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the best manager in the whole fucking Premier League.
One
So
of the
let's
best managers. Don't get excited about
Oh yeah, I forgot that we had the German
it.
passion
No, it's
merchant.
I was
We
talking
had
about I was
the
talking about
boy.
Mikel Arteta actually. He's actually the best manager.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I think he leaves Pep and
Someone from
Klopp behind.
Arsenal, someone from Arsenal, Ian Wright, reminded me of a remark last year where he said Mikel Arteta with United's players will do wonders, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should not be managing the club. But Mikel Arteta has been handed, some decent players, and Arsenal has been revamping their squad
Yeah.
only to move from 20th to 19th position, that too on
Uh,
goal difference.
yeah, Arsenal is like the gift that keeps on giving, right? Like you, even if you have a bad week, just make sure you tune into any Arsenal's game, and you know it's filled with banter, and everyone is enjoying and having a time of their life watching that game. So yeah, Arsenal never fail to disappoint for sure. So
And I think
yeah,
they themselves enjoy being a banter club these
yeah,
days. Like whatever they do is banter.
that is true. That is true. I think they keep the like Premier League excited, at least the bottom half of the league exciting. Makes they make sure that everyone has a chance to win. So that's good. That's good.
But I feel for the Arsenal fans, man. They were always after Arsene Wenger and how he just finished fourth and paraded that as a trophy. And then they wanted Arsene Wenger out. Then Arsene Wenger went out. And guess where Arsenal were? Like the position did change by 4 places.
Yeah,
Well, they did not go up. Somebody pushed the down elevator and now they're all the way
yeah,
down to 19th. But I think over the last few seasons, finishing eighth has been one of
yeah.
the
That
best
is true. Yeah,
things
yeah. So why
that has
not? Why
happened
not?
in club.
I think one of the biggest games, to be fair, on the weekend was the Chelsea versus Arsenal game, right? I have my screen sharing, and you can see the
Are you
result there.
sure that was the biggest game? I thought Man City Norwich was a better game. Like that was like
No, I
one
think
of the
yeah,
must watch.
that is true. I think Tottenham Wolves was a bigger game than Arsenal Chelsea as well, to be fair. But yeah, I was excited to watch. I think Lukaku, the new signing, getting revealed and how he might come back. So that was exciting,
Ooh,
right? Not from Arsenal's point of
Lukaku
view.
back in
I
the
think
league.
more excited about how Chelsea are going to play this out. So what
I
were
think this is
your
the
thoughts
first.
about the game, though?
I think this is the first time that Lukaku's ever been at Chelsea as
Hmm.
their first choice striker.
Yeah,
Like in his time at Chelsea, he was never the first choice striker. There was always, somebody else. It was their Drogba going through his final years, and then I don't know. They when Drogba left, who came in and took over from? Was it Torres? Was Torres still there?
yeah. I think Torres or yeah, I think might be Torres. And after that, I think it was. I try to yeah, trying to remember who the other manager
Morata.
Morata, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is true.
Oh yeah, they got in Morata and we got in Lukaku at that time. But like, I think Lukaku back to the Premier League at this point in time after a prolific 2 years at Inter Milan, helping them to the Scudetto, is definitely a big win for Chelsea. They've been shouting out loud for a striker of his ilk because that's what Chelsea was always, like they always had a big physical striker up top,
Mm,
and then they had creative players behind the striker who would feed the balls to him, and Chelsea would bang in a lot of goals, and that's
yeah,
what they did today.
yeah. I think Chelsea always had the tradition of having a very big physical number 9, right? So I think
Hmm.
that is why Lukaku fits them very well and fits the system. It's not like at United he was not scoring goals. I think he was the highest goal scorer for United, if I'm not wrong, that season, right?
He he was,
If I'm
and
not
like he
wrong,
had to be,
but
he had to be. He was like our only goal scorer.
yeah.
On the team, like all of our goal scorers were being played as defenders, as
Hmm.
CDMs, as centre backs. Like Mourinho just made everybody, anyone who could walk was a defender.
Yeah. No, that is
Eh,
true. And I think he fits better to with Chelsea's system as well. I'm just trying to zoom in the screen so that we can see the scores a little bit clearly of the Sunday's game. So we have Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. So Lukaku with the goal and Reece James. You saw the goal for by Reece James.
Oh, I did not. I did not. How was it?
Yeah, I think it was typical, right? Like where you pass the ball hard to Lukaku, he keeps it,
And his
then
first touch
passes
went
it.
into the goal.
No, he actually is.
Did he?
I feel like he has improved his first touch somewhat, but it's too early to say that. He
Did
will
you see
definitely
this?
have, but
Did you see this meme where Lukaku was in training, and he just took a first touch, and Tuchel shouted, "Rom, great shot!" Lukaku was like, "Hold it, that was my first
that
touch."
is the first touch. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
I've seen that. But I think, yeah, he's doing a pretty good job of like holding up the ball, which he's really good at. Passing it over or laying it over to someone like Mason Mount or Havertz who are making those crazy runs alongside him. And that gives, I think, that gave Reece James the opportunity to go ahead as well and score that goal. So that was really good. I think the game was mostly done in 30 minutes. I'm not sure if you watched the whole game, but 30 minutes, Chelsea were 2-0 up, and Arsenal didn't even. They tried a couple of things in the second half, obviously, but
I mean, what can Arsenal really try? They
that
have
is
a
true.
70 fucking million pound best winger in the world, Nicola Pepe, in their squad, shooting balls into these, into the stands.
Yeah.
But what can Arsenal really do? Like
No,
I
I
have,
don't. Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah. The first thing is like I'm not sure if managers should be setting up expectations so high that you will not be able to meet. And I'm not sure what Arteta was saying before the season started. Maybe he was targeting fourth, fifth, sixth. I don't think they are a club, top six club anymore. If they
top
set
10,
their,
bro.
yeah, exactly. So
Top
if they
10,
set that
bro.
expectation, that is how you live up to it, right? Like you don't have to worry about failing on those expectations if you set it accordingly. So yeah, I think that
I
is
think
what
Arteta
Arsenal
is
needs to do.
I think Arteta is like sort of very realistic in his expectations. It's the fans who always think that it's there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They don't see that it's never going to be there. Yeah.
That is
Like
true.
this team is just, it's going downhill. I don't see Arsenal ever coming back up again because the current top four is
Hmm.
miles ahead. It's like not even miles ahead. I would say the current top four, they sat on Elon Musk's rocket and just left Earth.
Yep.
And Arsenal is on Virgin Galactic's rocket that can only hit the boundaries of space and then falls back to Earth.
That is no, that is true. That is
So,
true. I think. Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. I'm like Arsenal. I'm not too excited about it for this season. They do have some good players: Bukayo Saka,
Yeah.
Martinelli, and Emil Smith Rowe. Like these youngsters, if Arsenal can keep hold of them because they are talented. Like
Mm,
whatever we've seen of Martinelli, he is very skillful as a
yeah.
striker, and I would say he's better than Aubameyang for sure. And Bukayo Saka, we all know he's the standout player in their squad. So these three, like I think that it'll take them at least a season or two
Yeah.
to become full-fledged, mature players, and that's when I think Arsenal can start challenging, for the top four spot,
Yeah.
if not trophies. But I don't know if Arteta is the right manager to nourish these kids. and take them, along because they have made changes. Frankly, this Arsenal's
Mm-hmm.
nowhere close to the Arsenal that we saw when Arteta first joined. They have made changes, in the centre back pairings. They've brought in Ben White. He
Mm-hmm.
is a talented English defender, no doubts about that. And they are also getting in Ramsdale, or have they?
Yeah, what was that signing all about? Like $30 million, sorry, million pounds for Ramsdale. I don't quite understand what that deal was. Selling. What is his face?
Martinez.
Martinez. Yeah,
Oh boy, I'm like Claudio Martinez.
Amy
Like
Martinez.
Emmy Martinez. Sorry, who's
Yeah.
Claudio? I
Uh,
mean, everyone who's a Latino is a Claudio or
eh,
a or Emiliano, whatever.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Martinez,
yeah,
but Martinez, their goalkeeper, standout performer, won them the FA Cup. And then what does Arsenal do? They keep hold of Bernd Leno and let Emi Martinez go to Aston Villa for like 28 million pounds. And now Emi Martinez won Copa America.
mm,
I'm like, fuck, I would have sold Bernd Leno then because Martinez looked solid in goal.
yeah.
Like his confidence was there for everyone to see.
That is
And
true.
at 28, he has good 5, 6 years ahead of him
Mm.
as a goalkeeper. But anyways, that's Arsenal
Yeah,
for you.
I think enough about Arsenal. Like talking, Arsenal should not be talked about this much.
What
But
about
I think
Chelsea? Like two
Chelsea,
games, two
exactly. That is what
wins,
I wanted to
pretty
talk
solid,
about.
no goals conceded so far.
They look like title contenders, right? Like they look like they are on it this season. And Tuchel has the resources to him as well. Like almost two world class or decent players for every position. So he has backup there. And now with Lukaku coming in, now that before coming on this, I was reading that they might also go back to Jules Kunde as well. So as a right back option. So phew, like if
Do you
Chelsea
think they
actually
need
manage
like
to do that,
Jules Conde at right back? They have Reece James, Aspilicueta. Ben Chilwell's like not even starting games. Thiago Silva is on the
yeah,
bench.
yeah, I think yeah that is one place where Chelsea might have a problem. So having an option there never hurts, right? Thiago Silva, I think he's almost 36, 37. So I think it's fair to say that his time on the pitch will be limited. But that bringing in a new player to cover as well makes sense. But yeah, man, I think Chelsea are looking ominous this season. If they manage to keep this kind of performance, I think yeah, City, Liverpool uh, might have a problem.
Steady, absolutely. No striker. No
Nah,
striker
yeah,
yet. Gabriel
they don't.
Jesus. Okay,
Yeah,
let's move on to City.
let's
This is
go.
like
Yeah.
something interesting that this is something interesting that came up. Like a meme showing Gabriel Jesus. The
Mm-hmm.
only team where the main striker left and Gabriel Jesus is still second choice. I mean,
Yeah, that is true.
how bad could that be for Gabriel Jesus in that squad where like there are other players being considered for that
Yeah,
position.
yeah. I think they
I mean,
play. I think Pep plays Ferran Torres up top,
mhm.
and Gabriel Jesus. I think he played really well this game. They won 5-0 with Norwich. We're bouncing
But again,
around.
that's Norwich.
Yeah, that is true. That is fair. But on the right wing, he looked a little bit comfortable as well. Like I felt like he had clear instructions and he wanted to take that right wing, uh, like own up, own as his own position. But yeah, they have so many options. Like they have Mares, they have I think Bernardo Silva still sitting on the bench. Not sure about his future. So they have options. Like I was reading, I'm not sure if you saw this team sheet where Man City's two teams, they look like they can
Of
win
course,
the Premier League.
both of them can play together
Yeah, yeah.
and finish top two.
I think City One, City Two can can actually
I mean,
be a proposition there. Yeah.
they should take out Arsenal. Nothing against Arsenal fans. They should take out Arsenal, put in Man
Yeah.
City too. We'll see better
City 2,
competition.
City 2 and City 1. Yeah, yeah, I think we'll have better competition in top 6. So, yeah, I think City it was pretty comfortable. I was watching the game in bits and pieces. I saw Grealish's goal. I didn't quite understand what he was celebrating about because he had no clue. The ball came to him, hit him, and went into the goal, and he was celebrating like he knew all about it. Like that was the thing that
Mm.
that that made me laugh a little bit, and thought, I'm not sure what what he's doing there, but yeah, they scored five. I think everyone was expecting that. I think the same goes for Liverpool versus Burnley as well, right? Like I was watching that game as well a little bit, but they look pretty comfortable at Anfield with fans back and everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Liverpool with all the players back look solid
Liverpool
as
do
well.
well when fans are there at Anfield. This is something
Mm.
I've noticed. And but do you think Liverpool, like we skipped Man City? I don't hate Man City. Just putting it
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
it's
I
fine.
don't
I
care
think
about
it's
Norwich. They
okay.
play good football, but we
Yeah,
know that Norwich is going down.
they go down.
Brilliant
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the way they play football, they will go down. But they give us some exciting moments.
You know
Liverpool,
the interesting thing. I'm not sure if you have heard it, but Norwich actually have this business model going where every time they come up to the Premier League, they try and stay there. They don't try to stay there. They actually want to go down and come back again because that gives them an injection of funds, and that is what their ownership looks for. So that is kind of their business model. So they are actually happy if they go down. So,
but
so
that's a great thing. But the thing is, like if they're happy going down, that means they have to make sure that they're coming back up again because
yeah, 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 yeah.
we
That is
know
true.
teams like they go down a spiral. But in Norwich City, we all know. I don't know if you think about it, they do not spend a lot of funds
Exactly
like
right.
other
Yeah,
teams do. In a bid to come back up again, they
yeah.
go all out, and now they're staring at bankruptcy. And
Exactly. So you see what is happening there, right? Like whatever funds they get, they could try and keep it to themselves and spend somewhere else rather than spending on players and getting inexpensive signings. They keep the funds. Even if they go down, they know that they will have the same 22, 23 guys helping them come up again. And with very intelligent signings, they can possibly try and come back up to the Premier League. So that is something which yeah came to mind. But yeah, go ahead. We were talking about Liverpool.
oh yeah, Liverpool. Do you want to talk about Liverpool?
I think
I'm like,
Liverpool,
I can gloss over them and not
yeah,
worry about it. But okay, let's give them their 2 minutes.
yeah. I think Liverpool. It feels like they have because they have all the players fit and firing now. Uh, they look like contenders to me, but
Do they? Like,
I'm
are you
not
sure?
sure. Yeah,
That's big,
exactly. I
though.
have
That's a
my
big
doubts for
statement.
sure. Yeah, but as an outsider, right? Like who does not follow Liverpool like every day of the week? It looks like they are one or two injuries away from from again having that slump in form, right?
Yeah,
Where
because
good.
they are a threadbare squad, no? Like in terms of quality,
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
a good starting 11. But
yeah,
when you look at the bench for options, that's where problems start coming up.
exactly. I don't think I'm trying to think. Apart from bringing on, let's say Jota or let's say a Thiago or or even let's say a Kaita or someone, I don't see anyone coming up from the Liverpool bench and changing the game around, right? So yeah, they're like an injury or two away from again having a plateau in their form and maybe drop down as well. So yeah, it would be interesting to see Liverpool how they progress, but they definitely look ominous for sure in the form. And the Burnley game, it was expected as well. Like Burnley with the low block were not going to do shit. So yeah, that was
But
expected.
Burnley's claim to fame,
Was that
starting 11,
was that?
one,
You
2, 3,
remember
4,
that game?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah,
That was like the highlight of their game. That was the only thing they did.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then set the record books. After that was all Liverpool.
I think
Burnley.
I'm not sure if you watched the Leeds versus Everton game though. It was an interesting game. It was a good
Ooh.
game. It was a
My
really good
man
game.
here is not wasting any time. He's like a man on a mission. I did not even know, and he was already thinking about Leeds. The
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen, right? You can, you can, it's right there. It's right there. It's City,
Oh,
it's
dude,
Liverpool,
dude,
then it
you got to
comes
give me
Leeds and
prior
Everton.
notice. Here I'm thinking that we'll talk about Mohamed
Uh,
Salah
It's
and
okay.
his fantasy
We
Premier League
can,
points, and now the guy's like already thinking about Rafinha's banger against
yeah.
Liverpool's
You
rivals
know
Everton.
why I decided to move on is because Liverpool, right? And like I said, we have our opinions. We like it's really like an outsider opinion, right? We
No, I get it. I get it.
ought
That
to get someone on, like some of our friends. We should be getting someone on like who has that Liverpool perspective, who has that Arsenal perspective, or even a Chelsea perspective, and see what they think, right? So, as an outsider, that's all I know about Liverpool. so, so
I
that's
get
all
it.
you'll get from me. So I'm
I
not
get it.
sure. Yeah,
The shirt says it all.
yeah,
The shirt says it all, and you're not
yeah,
trying to hide it. And now we're talking about Leeds and Everton
yeah,
again,
yeah,
rivals.
yeah,
So, guys, I'm like giving you prior notice.
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even know we'll be like in and out of Leeds and Everton as well.
Flying past. Yeah, for sure. So I think Leeds. Uh, I'm trying to remember what happened. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored that goal, which was good. I think he won the penalty and scored. He
And
looks
penalty is
like,
always good. I
yeah,
thought Bruno Fernandes would have stepped up and taken it. We missed Bruno Fernandes at that
yeah.
penalty. No,
Yep, that is true. That seems like the running joke from the last season as well. So no, I think the other one was like you mentioned, Rafinha's goal, which is really good to bring them level. But the game was really open, like it was an end-to-end game. So a fun watch for sure there.
but did
I'm
you
trying.
see Leeds' formation? Leeds was 3-3-3 and one. I was like, I looked up the formation. I'm like,
Uh,
I
is that
think
a
this looks like
formation?
my I think this looks like my iPhone contact that phone call screen where
Yeah,
which I pull up to save somebody's number.
yeah,
And then I'm like, is that the formation boy? Like Marcelo Bielsa, El
yeah.
Loco.
Never know,
He
right?
can come up with whatever shit he thinks of, and that can come across as great strategy.
Yeah, but it was really good though. Like, the atmosphere within Ellen Road was really good. Like fans
Oh,
were back
Leeds.
after a while, so
They're like a
it
breath of
was.
fresh air, no? It's like the first time Leeds
Oh
United
yeah,
fans are seeing their team play
in
in
the
that
Premier League.
stadium
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Premier League.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
No, that is true.
that's a fairy tale
Yeah,
story.
you would never believe, right? Like they came back up last season, but this is the first time their fans are actually watching them live play a Premier
Hmm.
League game. So yeah, pretty great
And
atmosphere at Ellen Road
it's
for sure.
funny, they've become everybody's second team, if not everybody, but at least like
I no, I wouldn't
90%
say
of the
so.
fans.
Nah.
Like I love
Yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Like I support Man United, but
No.
I also like Leeds. It's just the atmosphere, right? It evokes a lot of amazing memories. Like, don't you remember Leeds beating Arsenal 3-2 in 2003
Yeah, I like the
when we won
games.
that Premier League title? Like that got me going for Leeds. They got
Um,
relegated, but they made sure that Arsenal lost that game so that we could win that Premier League
yeah,
title
yeah. No,
before
that is fair.
Mourinho before Mourinho changed the face of the Premier League as we know it.
No, that is fair. Like I understand where you're coming from, but the style of play, the intensity they bring, it's good to watch. But I don't think, yeah, they will always kind of be that top 10-ish, 12 kind of team, right? I don't expect them to do like they'll have that odd like you said result where everyone is like, oh wow, like a 6-4 or like a 7-8 or something like that, right? Like they are capable of those results, right? But
Like
yeah, they will
we know
always
there's
be in
goals
that.
in them.
Yeah, yeah. And that's their USP as well. Like they never, even if they are four goals down, they tend to like keep coming at it. So yeah, that is Leeds Everton. They ended up as 2-2. I'm trying to go through the list, and Crystal Palace, Brentford.
That's okay. I'm cool.
It's fine. We can
I'm
just
good.
gloss
Nothing
over it.
against Crystal Palace,
Yeah,
Brentford,
nothing
but
against it, but yeah. The next game, I think I watched a little bit of Aston Villa Newcastle. I was watching
oh
out
yeah,
for Steve Bruce and
this is something that we can
what he
talk about.
does. Yeah.
What's up with the best trickster in the Premier League?
Who's that?
I forgot his name.
Who are you talking about?
Alan Saint Maximin.
Oh, Saint Maximin. No, he's yeah. I don't think he's match fit because he was horrible, a passenger in that game. Like he came up and I remember a moment in the game where he took the ball and made like a 30-40 yard run, and the commentators were like, "Oh wow, what did we just watch? What did we just watch? Like that's great. That's
Was
pace there and everything." But
wasn't that the
it's horrible.
first game of the season where he did that against Declan Rice?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
That was the game against West Ham where I think he played really well. But yeah, in this game it was pretty convincing. There was this decision of offside. I'm not sure if you have seen that. It was
Mhm.
so close, and Martinez actually got a red card. But because it was ruled offside, they had to reverse the decision. So actually, Newcastle had a penalty. I think that was won by Callum Wilson. Emi Martinez actually took him outside the box. How can it be penalty if it's outside the box? Stupid. It was inside the box, but a clear scoring chance. But Callum Wilson was offside when he received the ball, and Emi Martinez got saved
Mm,
there.
mm.
So, but I wanted to talk about Aston Villa. What are your thoughts? They have spent a lot of money
Aston
this season, though.
Villa, they spent a lot of money and they still got cash in the starting lineup. Oh, I was just waiting to make that joke, and you like hit that buzzer like right on the spot. I'm like, I hope he does that. But yeah, they got mighty cash. Uh,
I can.
okay, back to Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the team's like pretty amazing,
Yeah.
and for a mid-table team, I think Aston Villa is like a very decent squad, a very good starting lineup, experience sprinkled all over the pitch, along with fresh players. They lost Jack Grealish to City, and I think they it was the moment where Jack Grealish had to make a step up. I feel bad he
Mm-hmm.
joined City. To me, Jack Grealish was like a United player. I would have happily
Yeah.
let go of Pogba and brought in Jack
Yeah.
Grealish. Like, but as things happen, Pogba might leave United next year. But let's
Yeah.
come back to Aston Villa. We'll talk about
Yeah.
United later. To me, they look like a good squad. They have a great goalkeeper in Martinez. They have a young right back in Ashley Young,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty young.
and they, yeah, and like he's a Serie A winner. Like
Yeah. This
he-
there's we
he's
need to put some respect on his name for sure.
yeah, he's like a
Yes.
title winner
Yeah.
in that squad,
No, that is true. That
along
is true.
with Buendia. I think they've gotten a good replacement for Grealish and
Oh
Buendia.
yeah.
Now the
Yeah.
only
I
question is, can he survive the physicality of the Premier League like Grealish does?
no, I think I am more excited about Leon Bailey. I'm not sure if you have watched him, but
He wasn't in the
he
team, right? This
he
game,
he started the first one. I'm not sure if he was in this one. I'm trying to remember, but
he's not.
Leon
He was even
Bailey,
on the bench.
I think he was really good in the first game. He did really well. He got an assist, but he looks like an exciting prospect for sure. So I would definitely keep an eye out for him in Aston Villa. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, and Hassan, that's like Leon Bailey. Is he a winger or
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
fullback?
left winger. Yeah.
So if he does well, like Aston Villa have another solid player to generate funds from.
Mm. Yeah,
That at
no,
least
that is true.
that's how I see them at the
Yeah,
moment. But yeah, they've got a good squad. Dean Smith shown to be a good coach. I don't know if John Terry is left, right?
yeah.
He resigned from his post of assistant manager. I
Yep.
don't know if where he went, but Aston Villa again pretty exciting. Look set to finish above Arsenal.
Yeah, for sure,
I don't know wherever Arsenal finish, but any team will finish above Arsenal.
for sure. That is going
But
to happen.
Danny Ings, like, do you think this is the right squad for Danny Ings to be in versus Southampton because of
Yeah,
creators in the squad?
yeah. I think it was a good move, right? Because I I would I would have personally liked him to move to, let's say, like a West Ham or a team where they're closer to the top six, right? So I think the Aston Villa move definitely suits him. It does not make sense for him to, let's say, move to a Liverpool or something like that, because the expectations there are like huge for a number nine, right? So a move to a team like Aston Villa is definitely going to be um, interesting. I would like him to do well because I have him in my FPL team. So that's a personal uh, wish I have
That's
for
like a
Danny
selfish
Ings to.
wish.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, for sure, Aston Villa looks like a good place for Ings, and he should do well there for sure. I think Aston
All
Villa,
right,
Everton, those kind of teams, right? Like are a fit for someone like Danny Ings for
Danny
sure.
Ings. I mean, I think Danny Ings needs creative players behind him who can feed him the ball.
No, that
Without
is true.
without
Yeah,
that, he doesn't score. But yeah, with
mm,
Danny Ings and Aston Villa, I think he'll be a decent fantasy
decent,
Premier League
decent asset
choice
there.
as well,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
mid-priced choice to keep in the squad.
yeah.
So who else have we missed?
I
I think
think
Brighton,
Brighton, Watford.
Watford
Yeah,
is good
I
enough.
was, yeah, I just caught a glimpse of this game yesterday, and I think Watford's manager was outschooled by Graham Potter because tactically he had no clue what he was dealing with. The Watford manager, I think I
Mm,
don't quite remember his name, Cisco something, but um, yeah, he was totally outschooled by Graham Potter. The way he moved the ball around, the formation change, the fluidity, like he made a switch in game where I think everyone was expecting Bisuma to just sit back and hold that
mhm.
position. So he allowed Bisuma to just free roam for a while, and he got an assist.
Ah,
So that was something he did in game. So yeah, I think I've the reason why I'm talking about Graham Potter is it looks like I would like Graham Potter to go to, let's say, an Arsenal or something, right? Because he will be able to manage a team like that and bring the stability they need, the kind of football their fans want. I think that is definitely, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So yeah, Graham Potter looks like can be a good option, right? Like rather than having Arteta or
he
someone there.
he is being linked with better clubs for sure. He was being linked with the Spurs job as well.
Yeah,
But we all
yeah,
know Tottenham Hotspurs. I think they have started replacing Arsenal, or they've started competing with Arsenal
yeah.
for the title of the Banter Club.
What a great segue, right? Like we can go to the next game. I can see there on the list. Go ahead, go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, Graham Potter, again, as you said, he he is a good tactical manager, and he
Yeah,
loves to play attacking football. He doesn't care if his team loses or wins. They're like Leeds, right? And but then they've been there for like 3 or 4 seasons now, playing the
yeah.
same brand of football. They still stay up and produce good moments.
But the thing
But
to
yeah,
keep in mind,
Arsenal
right? Like they lost their best defender as well, like in Ben
in Ben
White.
White.
Yeah. So they're still managing to get results here and there, and that is
But
commendable
again,
as
it's
well.
like too early in the season, right?
Yeah,
It's like
it's
it's
too
still two
early,
games
too
in.
early, but for sure, like the brand of football is what I'm talking about, right? Like Brighton play a type of game where you would like to watch it for, let's say, a 45 or 60 minutes, and Arsenal play a brand of football where you could
Mm,
fall asleep in like 10 minutes immediately, like
oh,
that.
absolutely.
So
Unless it's Brentford beating them, I would watch the whole game for
yeah,
Brentford.
yeah, no, for sure. I think that's a great segue to the Wolves and Tottenham game because that game was a. I was not actually watching it because the United and Southampton game over, like was at the same time.
Mm,
But I was the highlights a little bit. I think they scored a goal in ninth minute and they it just stayed the same.
setback.
And yeah, and Wolves tried a couple of things. I think Jimenez came close, Traore came close. He's linked with Tottenham as well. I think Nuno wants him at Tottenham.
Traore
Yeah,
or Jimenez.
no Traore. Yeah, and Harry Kane came onto the pitch incidentally, and he got some stick from the Wolves fan. Oh, wow. I think he, the chant I think was that he's going to be a mank in the morning. The Wolves fan was singing and trying to
Mm.
banter the Tottenham fans. But yeah, it was hilarious there.
But I feel for Harry Kane. Like he's done enough for Tottenham. He's done
Yeah,
enough for Tottenham.
yeah,
Like, and he deserves a big move. A player like him, if he goes out without winning a Premier League, like even Alan Shearer won the Premier League title with Blackburn Rovers
yeah.
before
That's fair.
his, before he went to Newcastle.
And he's
I think he
28 as
deserves.
well, right? Yeah,
Is he 28 already?
yeah, he's 28.
Wow, I
This
thought he
is
was
going to be his
26.
last contract for sure. Like even if
Oh,
he makes
yeah,
a
he's like 28.
yeah, but because he signed a 6-year contract with Tottenham, so that takes him up to
Ah.
33, and no one wants a 33-year-old striker anyway. So this is definitely going to be his last contract, and he wants a big one.
And I think this is the right age because at 29, like he can turn out to be a Van Persie. He'll give you one
Yeah,
stellar
yeah.
season, but then would you want to pay $100 million for a
I think
29-year-old?
City definitely are looking to match up whatever Tottenham is trying to put. I think it's up to the fact that either City should just give whatever Tottenham wants or Levy wants, or Levy just accept the bid and try and look for players, right? Like it's anyways
He
coming
should.
up to the close of the deadline. What am I saying?
Yeah,
Close of the
because
deadline.
if
Like
transfer deadline, because say if
yeah,
City pay them 120 million pounds now, like all cash, take it.
yeah,
Tottenham might implode, not even explode. I'm saying implode, like
yeah,
how when they sold Gareth Bale and got in a bunch of dummies.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I think they
they
got
brought in like nine players or eight
Lamela.
players,
I'm trying to remember those stupid players they brought. Oh,
like Nasser Chadli, Eric
yeah,
Lamela, Musa
Lamela.
Dembele,
Oh, they
Christian
got a
Eriksen,
yeah, they got full lineup
or
of players
this
just
Brazilian
rolling in.
player as well. Like almost everyone who was anyone was in
Was there?
Tottenham's
Was there? Yeah.
squad.
Yep.
That Paulinho, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they bought like half of the Brazilian team or something like that. It looked like that, but yeah, I think they have the money now. They have some time before the transfer deadline comes in, so they can spend some money and get some decent players in if they wanted. I know it's going to be difficult. Not difficult. It's going to be impossible to replace a player like Harry Kane immediately, but I think it's fair to say that he deserves his move away from the club and then just go and try something else for the remainder of his career, right?
Oh, he absolutely deserves, and it's okay. It'll become a one horse
But
race
the
again.
fact that I'm
But
not sure what you feel about it, the fact that he's bound by a contract, right? You don't show up for a training session or come up late or not join the first team for whatever your excuse was. I think it needs to be it could have been handled a little professionally by Harry Kane as well, where you come in, you train hard, you get in the first game, you put in a good performance, and if you get the move, you get the move, right? But that professionalism was also lacking, I felt, from Harry Kane. But
that was there. But now you know that Tottenham have a player
yeah,
who does not want to be there,
yeah,
right? And the manager, it's a headache for a manager as well, right? Do I want to keep a player whose head's turned, who wants to exit no matter what? And if he does exit, say if he does exit in January,
mm,
Tottenham's like staring down a
yeah,
terrible
they're
season
trading. Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
now you have Harry Kane who may not be putting in his best. Why? Because he may want to avoid injury if he wants to make a move.
yeah.
And you like making things for yourself difficult when you have a new manager. I mean, sacking Mauricio Pochettino was one of the dumbest things that they've ever done, thinking that they've become this big club and we'll get Mourinho to do wonders, only to sack Mourinho and now becoming a bottom half club again.
Yeah.
I don't see them as being top four challengers anymore.
No,
Just sell Harry
that
Kane,
is fair. Yeah.
bring in a fresh striker, like somebody new. There has to be somebody new.
There are, right? Like, let's consider this hypothetical situation, right? Like they get 120, 130 odd million for Harry Kane, right? They go to Everton and say that we give you 80, 80 million, let's say, for Dominic
For Calvert
Calvert-Lewin.
Lewin,
Just get him in.
yeah.
Yeah, right? So that's a deal they can do. It's like 120 or let's say 80 or 90 million, but whatever, you get a good striker in before the transfer window ends, and you have that window there. Like you have 2 weeks to go, and why not just get this done with, right? Like
Or get Aguero. Aguero wants to leave Barcelona anyways.
it's okay.
Oh.
He's yeah, he wants to play with Messi, so we'll come back to that later maybe. But yeah,
But yeah, maybe Jimenez. Like
yeah, that's right.
Wolves would be
Yeah,
happy to sell Jimenez. He's 29, okay, but it's like for like Harry Kane's not 26. If you're giving away Harry Kane, get Jimenez, and Nuno knows Jimenez. Like he's played with Jimenez, he
yeah.
can make him work at Tottenham if he wants to, and he's still not a bad striker. I would say he's a good enough striker for that squad at
Yeah.
the moment.
No, that is true.
So
Exactly.
they have options. It's just that Daniel Levy is being a bitch, and
Yeah.
he will take Tottenham down. I completely feel that he will take Tottenham down.
No, that is, yeah. I feel like he's a good businessman, but I think he should leave these decisions to. I keep forgetting the football director they recently hired, Patrici.
Ah,
I keep
Patrici, yeah,
forgetting
Fabrizio
some
Patrici.
Patrici or something there. But yeah, you are right. Like they should just make a decision as quickly as possible and move forward with life. Yeah, and the last game
So we get
just
back
came
to
to my
your
eyes.
the team on your t-shirt,
I'm not sure what happened today.
Man United versus Southampton. We're both Man United fans, but we like speaking about every club.
Yeah,
However, we saved the best for the last.
this is horrible, right?
It
Mm,
was a good game, I would say,
hmm.
but and Southampton sat back, and with Fred and Martic as two holding midfielders.
What
When
a
a team
bad
sits back,
decision.
you
Yeah,
really don't need two holding midfielders.
yeah,
But I think that shows that we need one world class player there who can play 38 fucking games in a season and not just makeshift.
yeah.
McTominay, Martic, and Fred, they're together filling one
One
player's
position. Mm,
spot, which is terrible for a team of United's ilk. Now I know we've gone out and bought, reinforced positions that needed reinforcement.
yeah.
And we've consistently been bringing in, genuinely quality players. So I have no complaints there. But if we think that we can challenge for the title, I don't think so.
No.
I feel we're good for a third place position again. It can be a close fight. What do you think?
Yeah. I think 3, 4 is where I see United for sure. It's at least with this midfield, right? Like, there's no chance we are doing anything or even challenging for any shit. Because I think Matic, if he was 4 years younger or something, he's perfect. You can leave him there. You can play Pogba alongside him and just have someone in the left wing play for you, a genuine left winger, right? But he's not getting any younger, Matic. His legs are gone. You should have seen his bad touches. And the combination of Matic and Fred, the amount of bad touches they have, the amount of 1-2 touch passes they do, not 1-2, it's 2-3 touch passes.
I think
It's
Fred
horrible.
tries to play 1-2 with himself.
I
he
would rather put Van de Beek because he did pretty well in the
uh,
preseason games because Matic
what
and Van de Beek actually were working.
what
I
does
don't know
Van de
what
Beek
happened there.
have to do? Is he a United player? Like is Van de Beek a United player?
I would want him to just leave
Or
if
is he
it's
like a
possible.
coach? Like
Yeah.
has Ole put him on the coaching staff
Yeah.
already?
If I was Van de Beek, I'll just put like a transfer request and just try and get out of this club because it's like a toxic relationship, right? Like the manager does not want you there. You are bound by contract. You need to show up to training, but you don't get any game time. So what do you actually do? Like, you're stuck.
Yeah, and we can get money for Van de Beek and get somebody else. There
Yeah,
are suitors for Van de Beek.
for sure. Yeah,
So unless
I,
like really have a
I,
plan for him.
I would say Barcelona would love to get him because
Oh yeah,
Ronald
Barcelona
Koeman
would.
knows Van de Beek. He likes the way
But
he
Barcelona
plays.
does not have
Oh
money,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, that is
Like they would
true as
have
well.
to sell half of Nou Camp just to
Yeah,
get Donny Van de Beek on the books. So I don't want to sell
yeah.
anything Barcelona because we won't get the money from
The
them.
money for them. No, I think
Yeah.
yeah, that is true. But the thing that got on my nerves was the fact that Oli decided to bring in Lingard, who came back from COVID, recovering from COVID in the past 7 days. He decided to sub him on the pitch rather than Van de Beek or anyone who can make an impact. So it was kind of baffling to me to see
It's
that
it's like there's this player
how.
who's had the entire off season,
Yeah,
right? He's played every game in preseason, and he can come in and fit in that false nine position as well.
just give simple one touch passes, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
and he can make movements. But again, with Lingard, I thought his idea was to make Lingard run and create space for somebody else, which works. But then for the final
Yeah,
5 minutes,
because
like
yeah,
I don't think that was happening. And with Lingard, we
yeah,
have a player who can be sold. There's a team that wants to buy him.
yeah. That is
We do
fair.
not want to sell players like, come on, we can sell someone, get in 30 million for him, get in a decent CDM.
Yeah.
And now we're talking, I mean, Ruben Neves could work.
No, that is true. But I think most of the fans are at least overreacting a little bit as well. It's just 2 games, so I would just try and relax a little bit and see what might transpire over the whole season. But you're right. Like he could have definitely made a lot better decisions today and tried and gotten a result there for sure. I think the last 20 minutes we were just chilling around, passing the ball. I think Southampton were making more
Oh, they did better. Like
opportunities.
Armstrong actually missed two decent chances and
Yeah,
they could have won the game. Like
yeah,
that stop by De Gea sort of saved us the blushes in this game today. Lucky draw again shows that the first win is just a first win.
yeah,
It's a 38 game season, and we have a long way to go in this season. There are teams above us who have done really well in terms of the signings and have good players available with them.
yeah.
But let's see this season. I'm
Let's
really excited
see.
for
Yeah,
our
let's
defense.
see. Yeah, I'm not getting overhyped with the result or let's say the lack of result or anything like that. So I'm just keeping just try and enjoy the game and not think about it that seriously, let's say.
But
Uh,
next week, bro, let's take a look at the fixtures next week. Next week's looking like a solid firework day. Like Man City plays Arsenal,
mhm.
and Arsenal. I'm so sorry for Arsenal right now. Like
Yeah.
I don't even have pity left. Like City's gonna thrash. I feel City's gonna thrash, even though Pep has a better record
Yeah.
playing against Arsenal as a manager. But on current form, like Arsenal may not even get off, get a point. First three games in, sitting at 19th.
Yep. I don't think they're going to get any points before the international break that's coming up next week.
And then Liverpool Chelsea again Saturday. Another
That's going to be a
blinder of
good
a
game.
fixture.
Yeah.
This is like it's Liverpool home. I have a feeling Tuchel might just, uh, put a restraint on
Just sit
on
back.
on
Yeah.
Liverpool. Yeah,
Mhm.
with Kovacic, Jorginho. I mean, that guy has got like
Everyone. Yeah.
too many good players in the middle of the field.
Mhm. No, that
It,
is true.
it'll, it'll
And I think yeah, like you said, he might just sit back and try and get a 1-1 or nil-nil if possible, because yeah, Liverpool at home is going to be difficult to break them down. If it was at Stamford Bridge, I would have given some chances, but they haven't considered for some ridiculous amount of time as well, like
Who,
Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Yeah,
Chelsea, I don't know.
for
Have
like
they?
26
Yeah,
games or something,
ever
something
since they
like that.
removed Kepa, I don't think they they've conceded because Kepa comes in and concedes a goal
Yeah, yeah,
if he wants
yeah.
to.
I think those are the two games I would keep an eye out for. And
They're like
Wolves and
standout.
United look good as well.
This Wolves and United again. This could be like one of those tricky fixtures for United.
Yeah,
Let me take a seat. I've been like
sorry.
standing. Okay. So Wolves versus United seems to be another one of those fixtures where
Mm,
if we face a team that parks the bus, it'll be a slow game.
yeah,
We we need somebody who can break that uh what's it called? A
low
low
block.
block.
Yep.
And Jadon Sancho has been brought in for that reason. Do you think Jadon Sancho should start that game and with probably Donny Van de Beek also starting that game? Like we have
Yeah,
ballers on the field
I
who
think
can.
I would definitely start Jadon Sancho for sure. Yeah, it's no. I don't see a point in trying to get, let's say, Daniel James some game time or Lindelof some game time. I don't understand. Like, I know Lindelof didn't do anything bad or was not responsible for any of the goals, but we have a player like Varane who's sitting on the bench, and I don't understand this philosophy of getting players acclimatized with the Premier League and giving them some game time before they actually start the whole 90 minutes. We saw Lukaku start today, who signed
Wait,
early last
wait.
week.
Lukaku's like a striker, with
But he signed
Varane.
early last week, like on
I know,
on a
but
Tuesday or
he had
something.
a preseason, right? Varane, I don't think he had a preseason either with Real Madrid.
I don't.
And
Yeah,
so he needs
no, no.
game time. Plus, Varane needs to build a partnership with Harry Maguire. So maybe Ole is like working behind the scenes to build that understanding between them. But hey, Marcel is not a number nine for me. Like Marcel is not a number nine. He flew under the radar in the game, and he also flew under the radar in our video. But he can never
Mm.
escape. And
Yeah, I
for
think, yeah, like I said, right, like I'm not overreacting with any of this now. I'm
like
just see what
Marcel,
happens.
I would sell him to Tottenham. I would
Uh,
sell Martial to Tottenham
no.
and get like 75 million for him because Tottenham fucking needs a striker. There is no
Mm,
better moment in history to let Martial go. Get the money, put in a bid for Erling Broth Haaland. Like immediate 120 million pounds.
yeah.
Put in a bid for Erling Broth Haaland. Get him on board. We have the player. Like we have resources to make a deal with. What do you think? Like,
No.
no? Or maybe Marcel to PSG and get Kylian Mbappe.
No, dude, I don't think you are thinking about this straight. I think it's Martial is going to stay. I think he's going to do well. I have faith in him. It'll take some time, but I think he will. This
Or maybe
season, I
Marcel
think
on the
he will.
wings. If
Yeah,
do you,
yeah.
do you think
That is
Cavani
how.
will start next game
Yeah,
against Wolves?
yep, yep, for sure, for sure. There's no chance unless he starts Sancho and Greenwood through the middle. There's no chance. Martial is
Dude, if
starting.
Cavani starts and Sancho is there and Marcel's on the wing,
Yeah,
I'm like these guys can interchange, positions with each other,
yeah,
and Greenwood can be that little, underdog.
yep.
They can just come in unannounced and have an opening in front of the goal and take a shot and score a goal. Like our front line is exciting. Like that
Yeah,
is what I feel. It's like very exciting, attacking options that we have now on the bench. With Rashford when he comes in, whew, dude, I want to get rid of 4-2-3-1 now. It's like that 4-3-3 is so fluid for us with either of the front three just exchanging positions. They'll confuse defenders all day long if they want to.
Yeah. No, that is true. I think we are slowly going into United territory. So I will just stop you there and we
Yeah,
need to
let's
wrap
take
up
a step
really
back.
quickly. We need to
Okay,
wrap up
so
really, really quickly.
guys, football freestyle. That was it. This was our first show. I don't know how long we went, but we covered every single team.
Mm, yeah.
We bantered against Arsenal, and
I think
see
this
to
is the
bring in.
format we are trying to target as well, right? Like an hour, just discuss. We'll try and get some people as well, like who are actually like who follow Liverpool or let's say an Arsenal or Tottenham or Chelsea or
Or
someone,
a
right?
Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Like we will be getting in, and if you want to
Get that
feature on our
perspective, yeah,
video
for sure.
and you want to have fun and you don't mind if we take the Mickey out of you,
Yeah.
like you know, we want
You can take Mickey out
be
of
on the
us
show.
as well. Like we know United is shit, so we don't mind.
Ole is the best manager,
Yeah, yeah. I
hands
agree to
down,
that. I agree to that.
and Bruno is the best
No,
penalty
no,
taker.
Arteta is the best manager. Come on, dude.
Oh yeah, I forget it. I
It's
always
yeah.
forget that Arteta is the best manager.
Come on.
But
Put
yeah,
some respect.
I have a feeling that that'll come true against Man City next week.
I am feeling
Something's like telling me that Arteta will scrape out a lucky 1-0
the same.
win, and then that will be the day City will be like, hey, you know what? Just take 150 million. We are getting Harry Kane today.
Yeah.
Like today. We don't even care if you
Yep.
have time to get a striker. We're getting him today. But yeah,
This is
that's
true.
I think that's it. Let's stop here
Yeah.
before we start rumbling and bumbling
Yeah.
and start going all over the place. So that's it, guys. That's it. Football freestyle on a Sunday for you. Maybe Monday for some people out east,
Yeah.
but Sunday for people
On a
like us here
Sunday.
in the west. Boyd, yeah, hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed the games. We look forward to talking to you again next week.
Bye bye.